Now, let's look at the controversial $1.9 billion request for damages in the case that is still going on between Ripple Labs and the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission seat. There is anger in the Bitcoin community over the Securities and Exchange Commission's demand that Ripple pay an unbelievable $1.9 billion in fines and penalties. People who work with cryptocurrencies have been against the Commission's most recent solution plan, which has been criticized for being too resistant. Some people have said bad things about this group. They think that the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) is misusing its power to regulate, making it impossible for them to get help in the course of their work with rights. This happened because the SEC had too much power. In a court document released on March 22nd, the Securities and Exchange Commission said that Ripple had to pay a total of $1.9 billion in fines and fees. Through institutional sales of XRP, Ripple made a total of $7.28 million from what it said was an illegal securities offering from 2013 to 2020. This amount is compared to how much money Ripple made from this sale. Others in the XRP community have said they don't agree with the SEC's request, seeing it as proof that the SEC is biased against Ripple. These people have said they don't agree with the idea. This amount is by no means a large amount. A law professor named J.W. Verrett was the one who brought attention to the big difference between the SEC's claim and similar cases involving other companies. To do this, he drew attention to the fact that the call came from the SEC. In this case, the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) wants to get back $11, but its demand that Ripple pay $300 has made people pay attention and criticize what the SEC did, so 11 returns happen. Even though Ripple won the case, including having charges against its executives dropped and the court finding that XRP is not a security, the legal battle is still going on. The company Ripple has said that it will file its objection later this month. It's still not clear how the Securities and Exchange Commission's call for a fix will be handled. Bill Morgan, an Australian lawyer, joined the chorus of critics who said the SEC's demand was unfair and that the agency was acting too strongly. Morgan's management thought it was very unfair to put up such a strong defense and put off for 3.5 years the goal of controlling cryptocurrencies. Since Morgan's has put up such a fight and put off its goal to control cryptocurrency for so long, its management thinks it is very harsh. Stuart Alder, the chief legal officer of Ripple, said that there are ways to stop coin scams that have nothing to do with politics. Because of this, the OneCoin scam case is being talked about here. Ripple told the SEC that they didn't like how they were acting politically. Irina Kinska, who used to be the head of OneCoin's law and compliance department, was sentenced by U.S. courts a few days ago, up to 4 years in jail. This choice was made because she was involved in the cryptocurrency pyramid scheme that stole over $4 billion from investors who didn't know about the plan. A number of people involved in the case have been charged by the U.S. government in order to fix the problems that the officials have with cryptocurrency issues. This particular case is talked about in the essay that Ripple's top legal officer put out. According to many people, Alder Rowe seems to be referring to the idea that the U.S. There is a political fight going on in the Bitcoin business because of the Securities and Exchange Commission. This idea changed after Juror Gruhl, the head of the Securities and Exchange Commission, said that the commission honestly keeps an eye on cryptocurrencies. Gruhl was responding to claims that the ZMC was using it for regulatory reasons at that time. In response to the comment, Ripple's chief legal officer said that he did not agree with what the SEC director said about the commission. To answer the claims, Gruhl was trying to say something. There were a few times when federal judges said the Securities and Exchange Commission didn't act in good faith, which supported his claim. To back up his claim, he brought these examples to light. One example of this kind of behavior that happens all the time is the debt box case, which showed how badly the SEC abused its power. The SEC said the company had lied to clients and stolen more than $50 million. As a result, a restraining order and an asset freeze on debt packages were put in place. Since this happened, it made it harder for the organization to work properly. The commission realized after a while that it had lied to the court about what it was doing when it went after Debol. There were a lot of mistakes made before this was acknowledged. The chief legal officer of Ripple also brought up the fact that the Securities and Exchange Commission had been scolded by a district judge for not following the law and the case that Ripple had started. Attorney John Deaton was worried that the government might go beyond what it was allowed to do in the debt box case. This event once again showed that the Securities and Exchange Commission doesn't like Bitcoin. In the complaint it made against Grayscale Investment, the SEC was found to have moved without reason or care, the court also said. Also, Alderati pointed out a few more strange things that can be seen in the SEC's rules about cryptocurrency Binance. This action brought up a similar situation as a way to go against the grain because it was a strategy. A number of enforcement cases were started by the Securities and Exchange Commission against Bitcoin exchanges such as Coinbase and Kraken. This move led to a situation that was similar to the one that was already described. A lot of people who support Ripple want new rules that would stop people from being accused of this kind of revenge. Still, The most important coin has been having trouble with price changes while Ripple fights the US in court against the Securities and Exchange Commission. This is going on while its 3-year legal fight is still going on and other cryptocurrencies are getting ready for the inevitable bull run in 2024. It's getting really hard for XRP right now. There had been a big drop in the market value and the price of the cryptocurrency had dropped to less than $1. XRP's image also took a big hit when a lot of investors sold their holdings and a number of cryptocurrency exchanges took the token off their lists. A lot of them have since put it back on their lists. People who have been behind XRP for a long time and have been with it through this very important time are beginning to wonder if its future will be as bright as they had hoped. Because of this, buyers are now looking at cryptocurrencies like ETF swaps that have a better chance of making them money. This is because the Bitcoin market is so unstable. The price of XRP keeps falling, which is why it is still not controlled, even though it has been explained. It's amazing that $750,000 were made because this innovative token was able to get a lot of buyers interested in the first part of its pre-sale. This was a truly impressive feat. XRP's price is still going up and down as Ripple and the SEC fight. This is still the case even though US. District Judge Torres said that the planned sales of XRP are not seen as a form of control. It has made XRP's regulations clear. Even though XRP had gone above $0.60 earlier in March and had broken through the $0.50 barrier for the first time in months, investors in securities and investments were more optimistic. The value of cryptocurrencies hasn't really gone up yet, though. For XRP, this was the first time in months that it had done that. On the other hand, the value of cryptocurrencies has suddenly dropped lately. Based on information from CoinMarketCap, the value of XRP has gone up by 0.41% in the last 24 hours, and it is now worth $0.59. It doesn't look like the current price of the cryptocurrency is a good sign, which could be disappointing for investors who are trying to make money during this positive time. In the past week, XRP's value has dropped by 5.6.